Hi everybody, it's Kate from Katie Did. I am back at my favorite spot, Howrey Island Recreational Area. The river is up. I'm just here to see how high it has gotten in this area. The last time I was here, I was with Theo Kellison and his wife. And if you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, you definitely should. And the river had not started to rise yet. So it's gonna be fun to see if there's any rocks to be found. So many beautiful rocks. I don't know if that sound is frogs or crickets or maybe a combination, but they're very loud. Well, this is interesting. I expected this bank to be completely covered and it doesn't appear to be yet. So I think we're probably going to be able to find some rocks after all. Well, it is absolutely less high here than I expected it to be. It's definitely up from the last time I was here, but not a huge amount. I guess things are melting kind of slowly in the mountains, and so maybe that means that it won't be quite as high as it often is. I guess it depends on what weather we get. Anyway, I'm all right with that for the moment. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Likes and comments also count and help the YouTube algorithm discover us. I'm walking down past this dry creek bed. I kind of expected water to be already in this creek, but apparently it hasn't risen high enough yet. So I'm walking along the edge of it, and I'm going to walk down as far as I can to see what I can find in this direction, because I haven't been here recently. Look at all these beautiful rocks. So nice to have such a beautiful day. It's been raining, and so this is the first day I've been able to get out for a few days, and so this is just kind of a perfect place at a perfect time. There's a little piece of common opal. That's kind of cool. Well, we have reached what looks like the end of the dry creek. Now I have to decide if I'm going to go overland or go back the way I came. The bad part about going overland is that we are currently in just the worst tick season I have ever seen in my life. And going overland guarantees that I'll pick up some ticks, at least on my pants. I guess we'll decide once we turn around. Pretty Jasper. I need to look at the map, but unlike Google Earth, but I think that this little irrigation ditch kind of goes around and rejoins the river downstream. It sure is a pretty place. I decided to go overland. I tucked my pants into my socks, which means that I look even more ridiculous. But, you know, it's better than having them crawl up the inside of your pants leg, right? All right, so here we go. Across the grass. Hopefully we're going to find the other side of this meadow, and there will be river rocks on the other side. You know, it's kind of funny. In all the times I've been here, all the times that I've visited Howrey Island, which, you know, is 2, 3, 4 dozen times. I mean, I've been here a lot. I have never been here in this direction. So that's kind of fun. We came out much, much farther down the beach than I was expecting. That's the island over there that we crossed to last time. I will probably walk over to the beach over here, put on my wading shoes and go across as long as it's not too deep, because there's probably, if Theo didn't take them all, there's probably more rocks over here. Ooh, the water is kind of cold. Not because the water is so swift or anything, but it got a little deeper, a little faster than I was expecting. And Kava decided she didn't want to go through with it, and I figure she's probably got some pretty good sense. So we turned around and now we're headed back to put my boots back on. What an exciting time. Well, I'm pleased to announce that my feet, once they were done with being super, super cold, are perhaps cold enough now that it doesn't matter. Anyway, since I have my wading shoes on, I'm going to take advantage of that and go wading a little bit at the side of the river here. Who knows, maybe I'll find an agate. One of the things that looking for rocks underwater does is brings to your attention things that you might not otherwise see. Like this cool piece of jasper. Swirls and whirls. Speaking of pretty jaspers, this doesn't look like much, but I want to wash it off to see if maybe there's something more spectacular underneath. Ah, it tricked me. It's only spectacular in one little corner. Oh, funny. Okay, Jasper, that's it for you. So one kind of cool thing about this particular excursion is that most of the stuff that I'm wading over is stuff that I walked over earlier. This is just part of the beach that is now underwater. And you can see why it has so much silt here, because the water kind of moves slowly along the shores and just deposits all those particles of dirt. Well, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense because my boots and the rest of my stuff are down at the end of the island here, all the way down there, and I need to go back there and get them, so why don't I just turn around, right? But I don't want to change my shoes and then change them again, so I'm coming up here in order to do some wading, and then I'll go back and get my stuff. I'm fairly certain this is devilstone from the flecks in it, but it has such a nice agate-y shape to it. I have to wash it off anyway. I feel like Charlie Brown with Lucy. Yes, indeed, it is basalt with feldspar flecks. Interesting that it has just that same, even the windows and everything else. Boo! Some of these trees arrived recently and you can hear them creaking. So far, apart from a tiny piece of petrified wood and some common opal, I really haven't found very much. And it makes me wonder, because I've been to this place before and I know how heavily hunted it is, am I not working at it as hard, or is it truly that picked over? I guess we'll see. I just love this piece of conglomerate. It looks like it has maybe mudstone all the way through, sandstone, not really sure, but it's cool. Isn't that interesting? Looks like jasper that got brecciated and filled with all kinds of stuff. Pretty. This is a really blue common opal. I found one like this that had the red in it just on the last hunt I was on. I'm gonna have to see what I can do with these because I'll bet shined up they would be really, really pretty. Somebody smashed this open, I think. But look at all those crystals. Can you see it shining? So pretty. This is different. Huh. I've never seen anything like that with the red in there. That's pretty neat. This one just has a little edge of agate. And then the rest of it is, what, milky? Interesting. Here's another pretty cool conglomerate. Okay, this is a little pathetic. My first piece of petrified wood. Well, actually my second piece. The other one was even smaller than this one. There's another one. I guess maybe we can find stuff for the tumbler today. This is tiny. It's a seam agate. Of course, every time I find these now I think, oh look, a seam agate. And I have to thank my friend Thirstfast for that because I was watching one of his videos with the YouTube captions on and that's how it translated it. So thanks for that, Thirstfast. Now, for not finding very many rocks, I certainly have a full backpack. It seems to happen every time I go out. Anyway, that was really fun. I enjoyed myself a lot. I hope you did too. And I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. This is Kate from Katie Did. Keep on doing.